Hi, it's Steffi, and welcome to Time to Be Me. I have been going through a lot of changes this last couple days and week, both health and, I don't want to say career because it's not career, but personal and just all kinds of stuff. So I thought I'd do a post here. Eventually I'm going to do a video on the other channel I have. A lot of you on this channel came from my Steffi Beads and Baubles channel, and I worked on that channel for 4 years. I built it up to where I was monetized, and I ended up having to take a break with just so much going on in our lives. And basically part of what happened was I was doing Goodwill videos every week. I was buying a box or two of Goodwill jewelry online through most of last year and I think the beginning of this year, and then it dried up. They changed the boxes, they raised the price, and then took the quality down, and they were no longer even worth what we were paying. So I had to step away, and I had a few more videos that came out, and then those videos dried up, and all my viewership went away. And not that I had a lot, but it started tanking, and now I'm so far down, I'll never get my monetization back, which that's fine. This channel's not about monetization, and that one I'd hoped to make money on because I want to help the household. When my husband retired, I'd wanted to make a little money, even if it was $100 or $2 a month. I did make my $103, and then now I'm done. They did pay me. I didn't think I was going to get it. I thought I was a few bucks short, but they did pay me because you have to make $100 to get paid. And they did pay me, and that's fine. I'm done. So I'm going to be stepping away from that channel, not until I finish the giveaway that I'm committed to, Fall Fest 22. I'll be doing a reminder video on that channel this week to remind everybody to enter. Then I will be doing the drawing on the 15th, announcing it on the 16th, and then sending a prize to the person I pick, sending their name off to Gail, who's running the giveaway, and then sending the prize to her grand prize winner and making an announcement. So that's still going to happen. I'm not going to back away from that obligation. I made that obligation in good faith, and I will finish that out. But for the meantime, I think this is my new channel. I started my original channel on the heels of watching my now dear friend Cheryl Coyote, after watching Darlene Michaud and several other ladies my age who were doing fun videos and fun channels where they talked to you, they took you shopping, they showed you hauls, they'd maybe do crafts. It was a little bit of everything, and that was kind of my intent, and it ended up just being me showing you jewelry, showing you hauls, doing tutorials, and nobody wanted to hear my vlogs anymore. And so I thought, I'm just going to keep going. I've invested so much time, and then finally one day you wake up and say, am I working so hard because I truly am passionate about this channel and I want to continue, or am I working so hard because I've worked so hard and I don't want to give up? And when I realized it was that one, that it wasn't that I cared about the channel anymore, I cared about my viewers. I had some wonderful friends that I've made that I'm hoping are lifelong friends. I believe they will be, that started out as subscribers and now they're dear, dear friends. And so I thought, I can no longer put myself into this channel. It took away, I was telling my friend Bev, who is one of these wonderful friends I made through my channel, that I don't even want to create anymore. I don't even want to make anything anymore. I have this whole table filled with all kinds of beads and creative stuff, and I don't want to do it. I don't even want to make anything. I don't want to create. And that's a shame because I've always been a creative person, but that was my first time doing a YouTube channel. The first 2 years I did the channel, I was also babysitting our little tiny granddaughter, who was, I believe, 9 or 10 months old when I started, and her mom had to get a job. So I babysat her for 2 years until her baby brother came along and she had to stay home with the kids. That was about the time with everything happening. I don't want to get in trouble, so just the thing that went around that people were staying home, she was going to be staying home because of that anyway. And she's now working with me. That's Tracy, and she and I are now working together on Hope Chest Resellers. We're selling on eBay, and we're selling on Mercari. We have an Instagram, and we have a TikTok, and we have a channel, and we're going to be doing a really fun first video this week. We did our intro video, but we're going to be doing a really fun video. So I thought, I'm going to make this channel what I wanted the other one to be. I'll talk about diet, nutrition, about health. I don't know how much about spirituality, maybe a little bit here and there. Gardening, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to talk to you about here, and maybe show you stuff if we go to a yard sale. If Tracy and I don't do it over there, maybe I'll do it here. Just kind of share my life here. And this is just kind of a journal for me. And if anybody else watches it, enjoys it, comments, all the better. But this is kind of for me personally to help my growth, because I'm trying so hard to change in so many ways. I have been working on my diet for so many years, it's not even funny. I've tried vegan, I've tried low carb, I've tried vegan, I've tried low carb, I've tried vegan, I've tried low carb, I've tried low fat, and I was just not getting better. I went on low carb, and my blood sugar was pretty close to normal. It was like 98 to 105, sometimes 110. Perfect after 2.5 weeks on low carb. And I mean following it to the letter. It was not dirty low carb. It was what they call prescription strength low carb, where I was following it. My blood sugars shot up. I finally had to go off of it because it was running routinely in the 20s and 30s. That scared the heck out of me. So I'm off of it. And I started doing research, and I found a book called Drop Acid by Dr. Neural Better or something like that. I'll have to get the book and show you in another video. It talks about uric acid and how it contributes to metabolic syndrome, which I was diagnosed with back in 2010. And that doctor also wanted me on low carb. Well, I'm not doing low carb anymore. My joints were starting to hurt. I was getting pain in my thumbs and big toes, which is the precursor to gout. And bad. I mean, bad pain when I was, if I ate red meat, it would almost happen within hours. So, but I do know that wheat and gluten are also an issue for me. So when all the dust settled, I'm basically on a diet to help with the uric acid, which helps with metabolic syndrome, which helps with all of these issues: weight loss, blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, all of it. So I'm not eating any meat at all, because I can only eat it 2 or 3 times a week because of the uric acid buildup from it. So there's no point. If I'm going to eat it 2 or 3 times a week, it'll be a rare treat. I can't eat any grains. I can't have any wheat or gluten at all. And I was starting to eat my oatmeal every morning. Again, can't have that. So I'm basically on a vegetarian diet where I'm eating eggs. I can have all the eggs I want. I can have my dairy, so I'm having a lot of yogurt, plain. I have to sweeten it. I'm allowed stevia, allulose, and pure monk fruit with no not erythromycin, that's an antibiotic. What is it? That sweetener. Everybody that does these artificial sweeteners will know what I'm talking about. That's in a lot of your monk fruit and stuff, is that other ingredient. I'll talk about more of this on another video and show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I ordered some pure monk fruit with the allulose in it. I ordered some pure allulose through Anthony's, because I buy everything from Anthony's. Their coconut flour. I bought milk powder from them. I bought coconut powder from them. My almond flour, everything. I really like the quality of Anthony's food products. I get it through Amazon. I have no affiliates. I'm on Amazon only as a customer. But I highly recommend Anthony's. I've never had a bad package of food from that company, and I get it through Amazon Prime, so no shipping. And you know what, their prices are pretty good. When I went to Walmart and priced almond flour, getting the big 4-pound bag of almond flour from Anthony's online was cheaper than what it was at Walmart, so I feel comfortable with that. So I can bake a little bit, but I have to use almond flour. I think I might be able to use coconut flour, and I've got a couple almond flour recipes I've used in the past that I really love. And I can't have any sugar. No sugar, no fruit, except for I have a little blueberries every day. And of course, like tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini are considered fruit. But I can have a little bit of apple. So I've got these little teeny tiny apples. And 3 times a week I can have an apple cut up in my yogurt. I like to make kind of a sweet Waldorf salad where I take plain yogurt, tiny apple chopped up. Well, it used to be a big apple, but now it's a tiny apple. A little bit of walnuts, which I'm allowed to have nuts, and then put a little vanilla and a little bit of honey or one of the allowed sweeteners in it. It's kind of a sweet Waldorf salad, because a Waldorf salad, of course, is mayonnaise with apples and walnuts, which I also love. So I'm adjusting to this new plan. I'm only on day 2 or 3. Can't have potatoes. I can't have sweet potatoes except for a couple, 3 times a week. So white potatoes shoot my blood sugar right up. So I'm going to allow myself my sweet potato a couple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. No brown rice. Again, I can only have just a serving of one of these foods twice a week. I'd rather have sweet potatoes than brown rice. But I can have beans. I can have cheese. So we've been really inspired. Stanley Tucci has a show, I don't even know what it's on, about touring Italy and all the different foods. And it's fascinating. So I can use, all the fun Italian cheeses, and I can use my Italian seasonings and tomatoes and bell peppers and onions. Now when I make beans, it's Mexican food, but my eggs I've been doing Italian. I scramble them with red onions, which he wants you to eat, green bell peppers he wants you to eat, some mushrooms, some fresh garlic, a little zucchini when I feel like chopping it up. And I saute that in a little tiny bit of oil or butter, and then I throw the eggs in, and then when it's done, I grate a little bit of Parmesan. I have a wedge, grate a little Parmesan cheese on it. It's wonderful. So I'm having to learn how to kind of straddle a very odd diet. It's not quite vegan, but it's more vegetarian, because I can have eggs, kind of a lacto-ovo vegetarian. I guess that's what you'd have to say I'm on. It's not a vegan diet because I'm having the dairy, and it's not low carb because I really can't eat any meat. To me, I'll make the meat a rare treat. Like if we go to a birthday party and somebody's got hamburgers, maybe I'll have a hamburger patty. I can even have the bun if it's once every few months. But I can't have, a lot of potatoes. I can give them to David. David can have potatoes, and I'm cooking them healthy for him. He can have a little chicken breast. I just made a bunch of chicken. I thought we were going to be doing more of a low-fat. I was waiting for the book to come. And I get it, and so I made up this chicken breast, so I froze most of it for him to take for work lunches. And the potatoes he's just eaten, and I had just made a big chili for keto right before we stopped this, and I added a bunch of beans to it, and I can't eat it, so he's eating it. And I think he's almost done with that. So it's been quite crazy, and he's got me on several supplements, and I will talk more about this diet, this uric acid diet. I'll do another video just on that, show you everything. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also struggling to figure out what is it I want. What is it I want to do? It's been a long time. Before we had children, I was a writer. I was an artist. I drew all the time. I wrote all the time. Once we had children, I have to get in a zone. And kids, mom, 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 mom. And I would just be getting in a zone, and then I'd be interrupted. And I finally had to put the writing away. Occasional poetry and stuff I did. So I really want to get back into writing. I've got like 3 different books. One's done. I just got to edit it. It's not a nonfiction book. And then the other 3 fictional books, or 2 fictional books, 2? Yeah, 2. I've got to about chapter 2 or 3 and just stop. So I'd like to pull them out and see if they're worth resuscitating and working on, or do I want to just do all new content. I want to go through Amazon because you can publish your own books for free. You can do them as an ebook or a publish on demand. My daughter has done, our youngest daughter did, I don't have her book where I can show you. She did a coloring book. So I'd like to do some books on my beadwork. I think that would be fun. After 30 years of making beaded ornaments and stuff, I think it'd be fun to do a book on it. And I may do that. I may put my talents of crafting, not talent, sounds very egotistical, you know what I mean. Put my creativity toward a book instead of the tutorials, and maybe do a book where David helps me by taking the pictures of each step, and I publish a book showing how to, I'll pick 3 or 4 ornaments and show how to make them, show all the supplies and all of that. Make sure they're things that you can buy the parts for. And I still want to make more ornaments, but I might do it the way my friend Cheryl did it when she did some absolutely amazing ornaments, which I actually got some of them. I'm so excited. We did a trade, and then we did where we each made each other 3 ornaments, and then she and I traded some. I traded a beautiful beaded vintage tunic for one of her beautiful and adorable ornaments. She just showed what she made and showed some of the materials, and I think that's what I will do when I do this. Maybe show you all the materials I used and show you the finished thing. Making a tutorial is so difficult. Now, I don't mind doing it on camera with photos. So I'm going to get back to doing beadwork, maybe when I feel like doing it again, and doing it on my blog, maybe doing some books. It's time. I've been doing this stuff for 30 some odd years. Our youngest son's 33, and he was an infant when I started. So it's time. It's time for me to publish a few books. So I'd like to get my mind to where I can do that. But this room is such a big fat mess. So I think as I clean it, I'll make up kits. My friend that I also met here, Chance, she's the one that suggested I do beading kits. And Chance, I don't know if you're seeing this or not. As I clean it up, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some charm bracelet kits. I'm going to make some generic kits where I put all kinds of findings and beads and charms and all kinds of stuff together. And I'm going to put a whole bunch of stuff on Etsy. Etsy is still just mine. eBay, I made into Hope Chest Resellers, and Mercari, I made into Hope Chest Resellers. They're hooked to our business account, and they're for me and Tracy to share. But Etsy I kept as mine because I told her, look, I said, I have got to start gleaning out a lot of my craft supplies that I've spent so much money on over the last 10 years and selling them and putting some of that money back in the bank for us to use to fix up our house or whatever we want to do with it. David wants to retire in 4 or 5 years. That's my husband. And he's always supported us and worked full time, and I've not. I've been home since our second child was born, and she's 39. And it's time for me to help out and find a way to add some money back into the bank account and maybe even bring in some regular income, which Tracy and I are doing good. We made $500. Well, we would have made $500, but we had a $33 return. And that video we're going to do on Hope Chest Resellers, and it's a funny one. So I won't even spoil it here, but I'm going to do a video. We're going to be doing a video. I think we're going to record it Tuesday because David will be home to corral the 2 babies so we can actually record. And we're going to do a really fun video on Tuesday telling you all about this crazy item we tried to send to Italy, and everything that happened. And it's fun. I think everybody will enjoy that video. So, but I've got to figure out, I want to do the Resell with Tracy. That's my job. But I want to figure out what my passions are. Is it still writing? Is it writing stories? Is it writing poems? Is it writing nonfiction? What is it I want to do? And I've got a couple books. I've already got Bird by Bird, which is a fabulous book, but I don't know if I have it where I can get to it. So I've got to get to that book. And I just ordered Stephen King's writing book because those are both 2 of the best writing books. I'm hoping I can find Bird by Bird. I'm hoping it's in the house. But I need to start doing something creative that I really enjoy. And writing was always my passion my whole life. And even when the kids came along, I was always writing lists, long grocery lists, long to-do lists, all kinds of lists. I was always writing. And I still handwrite those kind of things. I don't get on the computer or the phone as much. I do some of the grocery lists on the phone, but I'm getting back to writing them because I don't like having my phone out at the store. So that's what I'm working on. I've got to get my health I'm done with this crap. I want to get this weight off. I'm tired of battling this weight. I was down to 218, which is still horrendous to me, and then went back up to almost a little over 240. And so now I'm back down to 37.2 and just sitting there. So I'm hoping that I can figure out a way to get down below 200, because being a woman and over 200 is just emotionally hard to carry around. It's hard. And I was way up at 260. I was heading to 300, and it's easy to have happen. It's so easy. Our bodies just, we eat from emotions. We eat from fear, anger, pain, boredom, happiness. It doesn't matter. Many of us just eat our feelings. We eat our emotions, and I'm trying to stop. And I'm trying to get more physically active. I'm trying to walk for 15 minutes after breakfast, 15 minutes after lunch, and then 30 minutes after dinner, and get my blood sugar down, because that's horrifying that before low carb I was almost normal, and I thought, oh, low carb will knock it down, it'll get it right, get it totally under 100. No, it went up, way up. I was running 99 to 105 on an average, with an occasional spike to 110 or something. And when I went off of low carb, it was consistently in the 120s and even 135 with a couple lowers. Scared the heck out of me. So no more low carb for me. It might work for some people, but I wasn't eating any. Now I'll be honest, last week or so I did have a few low carb treats, but I was still well under my 20 net, not 20 net, my total 20 carbs. So I was not even having that 20 carbs I was allowed many days. I was having much less than that. So I don't know. My body does not respond well to low carb. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. We have a beautiful property, but it is a mess right now. Our flower beds around the whole property are a mess. We need to redo several of our outbuildings. Need to be fixed, repaneled, repainted. Everything's a mess right now, but after 4 years of 2 back surgeries, hernia surgery and knee surgery with David, everything just got put on the back burner. I mean, the whole year before his first back surgery, he couldn't get help. You had to do this, you had to do this, you had to do this, you had to do this before they'd even consider surgery. And none of it worked. You know, PT didn't work. The shots made it worse. And finally he was able to have that first surgery. And the day of surgery, they did a scan and found that he already needed a second surgery, but they had to go forward knowing that he was going to need another one. And sure enough, just about a year later, he had to have that whole piece taken out and a longer, bigger piece of metal put in there because there was damage above it. And the doctor told him, if you don't get 40 pounds off, you're going to be back in 3 years. And he's struggling too. Plus, he can't lift up on his toes. And so he's going to start PT, and he's starting some heavy-duty leg exercises because that's probably the cause of it. They can't find anything physical. And we think it's because he was so inactive during the whole back surgery, knee surgery, hernia thing going on that we noticed his leg muscles are much smaller than they used to be. So he's starting now on his own, but then he'll have PT. I think it took a month to get into PT, so I think it'll be mid-September. And then he's going to work really hard and do whatever they tell him and build his leg muscles back up. Because when you can't lift up on your toes, you can't walk upstairs. You have to put your whole foot on the step, which is very exhausting when he wears a size 14 work boot at work. And they're steel-toed, so they're huge. So he has to go up sideways on the steps, and the steps aren't very deep. He can't climb ladders very easily because he has to put his whole foot on each step. And it's terrifying to do either one of those things. So if we can get the strength back in his legs so that he can use his toes normally, that will be huge. He was injured many years ago. He fell on the steps outside, bringing a big metal desk into the house when I still had my door to my studio, and the desk fell on him. And that's when a lot of he was hurt in a car accident many years ago. And I don't know if you've ever been hurt in a car accident, but you know, you don't often know for 10 years what damage you have, but you have to settle now. So, you know, you find out years later that there was more damage and things happened. Then that made it worse, and then it just went on from there. And that was about 7 years ago this ordeal started. And it took him 3 years before he finally could get before he even realized and could get surgery. You know, the first couple years, we didn't really realize what was going on, and finally he got in to see a doctor and got into a neurologist, then got into a surgeon. That whole process took at least a year. So that we're working, because that impacts me too. It's more him, but getting stuff done around here, he's so tired all the time, and it makes it hard. So I've got to be on my game to encourage him to be on his game. Because if I'm lackadaisical about getting stuff done, he's going to feed right off of that. Nothing gets done. So I told him we both have to get up, pull up our bootstraps, and start working, because we're both having a hard time because we are low energy. We, we're both in our early 60s now. I just turned 62. He just turned 61. And, you know, when we hit our 50s, we had been told, oh, when you hit your 50s, your injury goes. And I'm like, that's crap. That's just in your head. And it was okay for a couple years, but by the time we hit our mid-50s, we were definitely noticing some differences. But were we eating perfectly and exercising right? No. So there's people in their 80s that are much more fit than we are, and that's where we want to get. We want to get to where by the time we're in our mid-60s, we're in really good health, no heavy weight on us anymore, get rid of the weight, get in shape, have energy, and be able to enjoy his retirement. So I've got all this stuff floating around in my head, and so the other channel was just stressing me out so badly. I didn't want to let anyone down. I wanted to put content out for my viewers. And then I finally realized one day, I can't. I dread it. I would be up till 2 in the morning trying to fit it in with everything I was doing all day. And I've finally said, I can't do this anymore. And since I made there was one or two more videos scheduled that just came out. And now I think I'm done. I don't think there's any more scheduled. Let me look. We shall see. I don't think I have any more scheduled. I think the one that came out on Friday was my last one, but we will see because I could be wrong. There could be one more. I don't know. So I did put a community board post, and people are probably going, what the heck is she talking about? There's still videos. But let me see if I have one scheduled for Monday. No. No. There's nothing with a clock. So everything, everything. Yesterday was the last one I had. So no more videos coming out on Steffi's Beads and Baubles. So I'll be posting here whenever I feel like it. I just want to enjoy myself. It's kind of a little bit of a personal diary, so to speak. I can look back on and see where I was at. And I'm hoping people will comment and interact with me, and we'll talk about stuff, because that was a whole reason I wanted to do a channel. To make friends, which I did. To have fun, which I did for a while. And be creative, which I did for a while. And to, I don't know, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So this is what I'm going to do. And just enjoy my channel, this channel. The other channel's not going anywhere. I will not take it down. And I'm not saying I will never, ever, ever, ever put a video up there. But right now, that's the plan. But I'll leave it up because a lot of people do enjoy the tutorials that are up there. So I would, and some of my viewers and friends go back and rewatch them when they want to make something. So I will leave it up. And if I have to put up a video occasionally to keep it current, then I'll put up something like once a month. I'll just do a vlog, and it'll just be a vlog. Maybe I'll show something I made, and that's it. But I don't think I have to do that. But if that's what I have to do to keep it current, I'll do something like that. But Tracy and I really want to start working on our channel. She's got an Instagram account going. I've got a TikTok for me, for my stuff, and I got a TikTok for our channel. And then we got our actual channel that just has the introductory video. Same one I put up onto my other channel, Steffi's Beads and Baubles, but I added like a little intro on that channel. So that's what I'll be working on, is I'll be working with Tracy. Our full-time job will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It won't be full-time, but our job is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to work together, get listings up, mail our packages, do any business we have to do. And then the rest of the week, we can work a little on it part-time, but also get our own stuff done. She's got 4 kids at home. 2 are older, 2 are babies. She's got a husband who has his own business. And she's trying to get their health better. So between that, it gives us Monday to get everything ready for the week, Friday to get ready for our weekend, enjoy our weekend, and have 3 solid days. So I'm going to try to start listing a little bit on the days I'm off, but I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to just do, I mean, we've been selling good with just a few listings a month. We want to up it to, you know, a decent amount of listings a month. We want to get up to, we want to get ourselves from the 130 I think we have up to close to 1,000 listings, and we have the stuff to do it. Jewelry alone, we can get 1,000 listings, and watches. I don't even know how many. Well, we got a couple thousand watches now. A lot of them are worthless. Some of them are worth something if we lot them together. But between watches and jewelry alone, we could do several thousand listings, and then add to that. There's my dog barking, because my neighbor dares to walk his dogs in front of my house, and there's nothing I can do. She's just not going to start barking until he goes by. But anyway, so those are the things I'm working on. Health and nutrition. I want to start getting our... Maggie, enough! I want to start getting our house straightened up. I want to get us on a better schedule. I want to figure out what I love to do and what I'm passionate about. Somebody had a really neat quote. I don't know if I took a picture of it or not. I should have, because it was a really great quote. I don't think I did. No. It was such a good quote, too. And it was about job versus passion, you know. And, oh, I wish I'd taken a picture of it. It's somewhere on YouTube. I don't know. Somebody did a community. I'd love to find it for you. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, it's on Tom Bilow's website. And let me see if I can find it on his community, because he put some really good stuff. Here it is. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. I don't know if this is backwards or not. I think on a phone it is, but I don't know if on a camera it is. Boy, that is amazing, you know. Here's another one he has. Working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. I highly recommend Tom. There's his name. He's very inspirational. I believe he's the guy that started the Quest nutrition company, Quest bars and all that. I believe he sold it, but that's what he he has all kinds of stuff. Your belief system creates your perspective. Your perspective is all that matters. So, and talks about saying negative stuff to yourself, but I won't show you that because he cusses. But yeah, so he's got some amazing, it's called Impact Theory, I believe is his channel name, or that's his podcast, something like that. But anyway, my old channel was not sparking passion in me. It wasn't sparking excitement. It wasn't sparking much of anything except for stress and anxiety. And since I let it go and made that decision, I am not stressed about anything. You know, this is for fun. This is a channel that I only got 58 subscribers. I'm not planning on having, I mean, if I get a lot of subscribers, great, but I'm not counting on it. I'm just another housewife making a vlog. There's thousands, millions of us probably out there. I can't believe how many women in their early 60s have YouTube channels. It's quite fun. So it's just a place for me to talk. I'm at 33 minutes. Gosh, it goes fast. But this one I knew would be a little bit longer because I'm just kind of explaining where I'm coming from. Some of them may be long like this. Some of them may be shorter. I'll do one on the uric acid thing, and I'll show you all the products I'm using and the vitamins he's had me take, and I'll show you the book. That'll be a separate one. But I just want to leave with this thought. Really think about what it is you're passionate about. And if you don't have anything that you're passionate about, find something. Go back to your childhood. What did you love to do when you were a little girl or a little boy? Most of you are probably girls. But what did you love to do as a child? Did you like to draw? Did you like to write? Did you like to play ball? Did you like to garden? What did you like? Okay, now some of it like catching bugs in jars. Okay, I understand. There's a lot of stuff we did as kids we don't want to do as adults. So there's people that do that as adults. But I always had a passion for creativity. I always wanted to make stuff. I also liked physical activity. I was a very physically active kid. Never had a weight problem until after I had my third child. When we had the first two, never had a weight issue. Third child, I had, well, second child. First child, I lost most of it. Second child, most of it. third child, I got back down to like 175, and after I had the fourth child, I've really not seen under 200 since I was 30. I think he was a few years old, I guess, when I got to my highest, or got over 200. But I was like 34, I think, and I was at 204, and my doctor told me to lose it, and I gained more. So it's been over 30 years, 34, 35, 36 years since I've been in the 170s, or at least under 200. And that's important to me. I want to, the hard thing is when you're my weight and my age, if I lost all the weight like that, even if I didn't have loose skin, I'm not going to be the same woman I was when I gained the weight in my early 30s. I'm going to have to know a new woman because my face has changed. I've got wrinkles and lines, things that are different. My body has changed. I'm different than before. So I'm going to meet a brand new me when I lose this weight. And I have to be okay with that because I'm never going to look like I did in my 30s again. But I'm okay with that. I've got, it doesn't look like it, but I do have a lot of gray in my hair. You can't really see it on camera too much. A little bit. I got to cut about 6 inches off. It's really dry. But I've got a lot of gray in my hair. I do. Mostly brown, but a lot of gray. And I'm okay with that. I started getting gray hair in my late 20s. I had a couple gray hairs. But it didn't get, it's been going fairly slowly, so I'm good with that. And I'm hoping the diet will keep it going slowly. Eating lots of produce, lots of greens, lots of healthy things. And like I said, I'll do another video telling you exactly what I do. And if anybody's interested, I'll actually show some of the meals I make. I don't mind videotaping those and showing you those. But only if you guys are interested. I won't do it otherwise. But yeah, no more keto for me, no more vegan for me. I'm doing basically vegetarian-ish because occasionally I can have, up to 3 times a week, I can have a carb. Like I could 3 times a week have a little bit of no beef. I'm not supposed to have any red meat at all, but I can have a little fish or chicken with a potato or some brown rice a couple to 3 times a week. But I'm not going to every week. If there's a day I really, really want it, or we're out and about and the only way to eat is to get something like a chicken salad because there's no beans to be had, then maybe that's when I'll have a little chicken. But for now, I'm going to be eating beans or a salad with garbanzo beans most nights for dinner. And lunch is a smoothie, and breakfast is a little bit of yogurt, maybe half a sweet potato, a couple to 3 times a week, and then some eggs with a lot of veggies in it. And that's what we're going to see. And this is, I think, day 2 or 3. I think day 2, maybe day 3, I can't remember. I think day 1 wasn't quite as strict. I think I allowed myself a little bit. I had bought some Ezekiel bread, and I thought, oh, what would it hurt? I'll just have a little Ezekiel bread. By the time I went to bed that night, and I had some corn tortillas for dinner, baked tostada shells. By the time I went to bed that night, I was in so much joint pain, it was not even funny. No meat. I didn't even have any cheese. I had a little bit of sour cream on my tostadas, but no cheese. The pain, the body pain I had was horrible, and it took 2 days. Yeah, so this is day 3 because it's finally going away. I will not touch wheat or gluten. If I bake, it'll be with almond flour, maybe coconut flour. I've got gluten-free flour. Not sure if that'll work or not. But again, I could only have it once or twice a week because it's rice. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to get it all figured out. I have not dreamed really in a very long time. I have not had a true dream for the future in years. And I'm starting to allow myself to have a little bit of dreams again about things I want to do. And that David and I are beginning to dream together about things for the future. It's hard when you don't have dreams. And if you don't have a dream, find one. Find something that interests you, because I know of a lot of people that have no hobbies and interests. They get older and they work their whole life and they retire and they don't know what to do because they've always worked. They haven't had time. There's got to be something that interests you. And the best way it was described to me is if you were in a room in like a party and people were talking about all different subjects, what subject would you have to walk over and talk about? What would you hear somebody talking about? Would it be cooking or baking, gardening, astrology, aliens? I don't care. Something that you find absolutely fascinating. Start there. Start there. Look at YouTube videos. Find things that interest you and try a bunch of stuff. If nothing else, get adult coloring books and markers and crayons and color. Find things that interest you, that spark some kind of, I don't want to sound like that woman that gets rid of all your stuff, sparks joy in you, but find something that sparks some kind of passion, happiness, joy in you. Something you look forward to doing and don't want to stop doing, like you find so much joy in it, whether it be gardening or drawing or writing or baking or cooking. There's so many, sewing, there's so many amazing things you can do. Walk into a Hobby Lobby or Michael's. There's got to be something that would get your attention, you know. There's flower arrangements, although there's only so much you can do with flower arranging, I'm imagining. But, you know, find something that interests you. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I've got thousands of dollars of crafting supplies, and I don't want to get rid of it all. I'm going to keep the stuff I really love, but there's a lot I can sell. A lot. Probably 50% of what is in this very stuffed room. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder. Now that's mostly keep stuff. That's my sequins, my seed beads, and my felt. But you have over here, those are all beads, and then there's pipe cleaners in those white boxes on that one shelf. See all those white boxes? Those are vintage pipe cleaners. And then jewelry, and those are all, over there are all trays of projects up here. And there's cloth, and I mean there's just, up there is ribbon. So I am one blessed gal when it comes to crafting supplies. And I want to keep the stuff I really, really love, but a lot of it needs to get put in kits or even sold in lots, because most of it is not worth selling by itself. And sell it over the next year and get about half the stuff out of this room. That's my goal. Keep the stuff that I truly love, even if I'm not going to use it right now. I mean, I've got probably a 20-gallon bin full of just beads. Just beads. Either a necklace I kept to take apart or beads I've bought, whether new or used or at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby. But most of them are pieces of jewelry like, I don't think I have any right here to show you, but that's where some of these little bags come from, is I take apart jewelry and I get these beads off of it. So I've got a lot of jewelry I put aside for me. Now I'm still going to be going through all my jewelry, but I'm not going to be recording it anymore because not enough people were watching it to make it worth the extra hours of work when I could, in those hours of work, finish going through a tub. So I'm just going to go through tubs, put aside what I want or what I want to resell as crafting supplies. I'm going to go through what could be sold in lots, what could be sold in craft lots, what could be sold individually or in smaller lots, like maybe 4 or 5 pieces of jewelry. And that stuff will sell on Etsy and eBay. I mean, excuse me, eBay and Mercari is the jewelry. Now some of the beads that I take apart from the jewelry, I will sell on Etsy. And Tracy and I talked about it. I let her in as a full partner with me. I didn't care what money I'd invested. I know, she said, Mom, I know I can't bring any money to the table, but I can work. And she has been an amazing asset. She has made this so much more fun for me. And she does not mind that I keep some of it for myself because she knows the money I've invested in a lot of this stuff. Just all the jewelry last year is horrifying how much we spent. Yes, we've made a big chunk of it back last year and this year. But still horrifying how much we spent on all those Goodwill boxes of watches and jewelry. So that's what we're going to be working on. So this is a very long video. For any of you that stuck around, thank you. Anybody that's willing to give me a thumbs up down below. If you're not subscribed but you think you might enjoy my channel, I'll be talking about pretty much anything. I don't swear on my channel, even though I will not lie to you, I swear in real life. I probably will never swear on my channel. I try to be very respectful. I won't talk about politics here, except in very generic forms, like maybe something that's going on, like our city raising the taxes sky high. But I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not going to really talk about religion, maybe a little spirituality once in a while. But I don't talk about anything that polarizes people. I really try to respect everyone's opinion And I know that's hard to do on YouTube because people, you know, they have their opinions and they feel very strongly. So I will try to respect that and stay off those subjects. But I'll talk about cooking and cleaning and housework and budgeting and being frugal, because that's something I'm working on. Crafting and maybe traveling and just hopes and dreams and all kinds of stuff. So that's where this channel is going to go. So I hope you'll join me, and please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. That's what I wanted more than anything when I started both of my channels, is to get to know people and hear what they have to say and hear their advice, hear their personal life experiences. And I will be back soon. I'm not going to have a schedule. Just when I feel like I have something to say, I will record a video. It could be every day, once a week, once a month. I don't know. It'll probably be more. It'll probably be at least once a week. And there might be some weeks that you get 5 10-minute videos in a week, because I am going to try to keep them shorter. This one was just kind of a lot to cover. But I will come back soon, and I'll bring, if anybody's interested, and even if they're not, I might just do it for somebody that might find it. I'll talk about that book drop acid, about uric acid and what I'm doing, and kind of show you. Maybe I'll pop in some pictures of some meals and that kind of thing. But I'll be back really soon. Thank you so much. Bye.